Hi, hope you're doing well. Last time I made a video on why you should be using beard oil. So I only thought it natural that I made another video on how to actually use beard oil, because I'm sure there are plenty of women out there that are wondering how do they apply beard oil to their beards. And well, the few guys that do have beards as well, I'm sure they're wondering also how they can apply beard oil to their beard, because it's one of those things that if you're not too familiar with beard oil and well, you've never done it before, you're kind of going to be scratching your head once you do end up trying it. So yeah, this is going to be a woman's perspective on how to apply beard oil. Well, because according to my comments, only my comment section in some places, only women have long hair. So I guess that makes me a woman. Alright, so yeah, how do you apply beard oil? So the first thing that you're going to want to do actually is you're going to want to create oil using that special gland located in the back of your neck. So go ahead and do that, and then we'll pick up with the next step in a few minutes after you've done that. Okay, there is no actual gland back there, just in case there's someone out there thinking there's an actual gland there. There isn't. So I've actually got my beard oil here, so grab your beard oil and we're going to open it. And if you've actually never used beard oil before, it's your first time, a lot of the times it comes with something like this inside. This is a dropper. Sometimes you may have, I believe some may use like a stick that you can dip in, and when you pull it out you just kind of wipe it on your hands, or there may be a couple of drips on that stick. I'm not 100% sure that they use that for beard oil, but I think there may be some out there that use a stick instead of a dropper. So you're going to take the dropper, and I actually have to put this down because I want to drop it into my hand and I don't want any spilling. But actually, before I do that, a funny story when it comes to beard oil, this is my third one that I've had to buy in the past, I'd say month or so. This is the third one. Well, no, this is my second one that I've had to buy. See, what happens is I've developed this habit of, after using it, when I do use the beard oil, I don't fully seal the top, and then it ends up getting knocked over onto the ground by either myself or someone else. I'm one for two, I guess, and the other person that knocked over the other one, they're one for two as well. Am I saying that right? 1 out of 2? Yeah, so this is actually my second one that I bought in the past month, because 2 of them have been spilled. So yeah. On that note though, I now know an extremely effective way to get oil out of your carpet. So if you've ever spilled oil in your carpet and you'd maybe like a video on that, my extremely effective method that I just happened to come up with, let me know and maybe I'll end up making a video on that. Yeah, because you never know when you'll end up spilling oil in your carpet and need to get it out of that carpet. You don't want it to leave a stain, because I mean, beard oil especially, it can leave a stain. So beard oil isn't clear in my experience. It's got sort of a brownish color to it, yellowish, that kind of oil, like olive oil, darker, much darker though, in my experience. I believe it's, never looked at it all that closely, but yeah, it does have like an olive oil kind of color to it. So yeah, let's actually get back to what we were doing though. Putting on some beard oil here. How do you apply it? Okay, well the first thing you're going to want to do, open up your oil, and you're going to take that dropper out. You're going to put the palm of your hands like this, facing up, and then we're going to let one drip into the container, and then we're going to go to our hand, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12. So I personally like to use between 10 to 12 drops. And of course the amount of drops that you use, it depends on the size of your beard. So just because I'm using 10 to 11 doesn't necessarily mean you'll need the same amount, 10 to 12. It depends on the size of your beard. So if your beard is roughly the size of my beard, maybe you could use the same amount. I think I aim a little on the higher side because, well, I like it to give my beard a little bit of shine as well. But you got to be careful when you're choosing the amount as well, because if you apply too much, well, it's not all that easy to take it off. So it's better to steer on the side of applying less rather than more, because if you don't have enough on there, enough that the amount that you prefer, you can always put an extra drop or two in, and it's really as simple as that. Whereas the other way, where you need to possibly get some off, not as easy to do that. So I have it here in my hand, and also depending on the size of your beard, here's a rough estimate of how much you should use. So if you just have maybe a little bit of stubble on your face, you don't have a beard really, it's just like a stubble and a little bit rugged, 5 o'clock shadow or something like that as they call it, I would suggest maybe 1 to at most 3, 4 drops. That's going a little on the higher side with the 4, but you really won't need all that much. But if your beard is like mine possibly, or even larger, you may need even more than this. So it really does depend on the size of your beard. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I have this oil just sitting here, and the light is not gonna let me show it to you because it's palm of my hand. It's like super reflective. So I have the oil sitting here in my palm, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my other hand and I'm gonna rub them together to distribute the oil along my hand, and I actually want to get the oil to the tips of my fingers. So I'm gonna just gently rub it like that, and I'm rubbing towards the tips of my fingers, and once I believe it's coated nice and evenly and it's been warmed up a little bit, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my hands and I'm gonna put it onto the sides of my face, my beard, and I'm gonna massage a little bit. So this is what I'm gonna do. And what I'm doing here is I'm massaging the roots of my beard on the side of my face. And I still have that oil on the palm of my hands. It's been heated up due to the friction from rubbing my hands. And we're just gonna massage the roots all the way through on the side. And if you have long hair, you may actually want to tie it back because it might get in the way. So just gonna gently rub it in, and right now I'm actually pressing into my beard so that I'm still touching the roots. My fingers are going into my beard and they're reaching the roots with this oil. So that's what you want to be doing. Alright, and now what I'm going to do, since I still have a ton of oil on the palm of my hands, I'm going to go into my beard from underneath now. And I'm just going to go all the way through like this, in sort of a combing fashion. And like I mentioned, the hair is kind of getting in the way. You may want to tie your hair up if you're doing this, or be standing. Because I'm sitting, it's making it a little more difficult to do. If I was standing, it would be a little easier, I think. Or I could just, there we go, push my hair back a little. And now I'm going to go back to massaging and distributing it evenly down along my beard. It'll be easier to get to the roots on the sides of your face than the bottom usually, because usually your beard on the sides, well, if gravity is kind of doing its thing and you comb your hair down, it should be easier to access the roots from the sides. Especially if when you comb your beard or you brush it, or maybe you hand style it, as long as you press it down, it should be that way. It should be easier to access the roots from the sides. And still have a ton of oil in my hands. You can go ahead and touch your soul patch. That is what this is called. If you do have one and did not know, this is called a soul patch. And you can even run your fingers along your mustache if you have a mustache, and it'll get some oils onto there as well and moisturize it. And you may still have a lot left on your hand. Even once you're done with your beard, you can take your hands, put them on your face, possibly your forehead, you name it. You could use it to help moisturize your skin as well. Now, I'm doing this with my hands, distributing the oil using my hands. Some people may not prefer to do that though. I personally prefer using my hands. There's just something about it for me, using my hands to do it rather than using a brush or a comb. It just feels a lot more personal, I guess you could say. Yeah, so I like using my hands, but the types of brushes that people do use to distribute the oil, I've heard people use badger brushes and also boar bristle brushes. So that may be what you want to look for if you're looking for some kind of brush in order to have the oils distributed along the strands of hair individually once you've put it on. But like I said, I like using my hands. That may not exactly be everyone's cup of tea though. Oh, and one thing I should mention, I believe it's better to do this after your beard has been washed or it has been wet and you've run some water through it, because depending on the temperature of the water, that can also open up your pores, and sometimes, you know, you can moisturize better by doing it at that time. So it's better to do it maybe after a shower or after you've washed your face. Okay, so I think we've distributed it nice and evenly now, and yeah, we're pretty much done. Oh, one thing I should mention, the size of my beard, just in case you don't understand how big my beard is. What can I use to give you a reference here as to the actual size of my beard? I actually have a battery here. Why don't we use that? So I have a battery, and this is a AA battery, your standard battery. And well, the size of my beard, this battery makes my beard look huge, doesn't it? let's see here, so that you can get an idea. Well, okay, beard and battery. Is that straight? Yeah, this battery, my beard is about maybe 3 to, actually I think it's a lot longer, especially when I pull it like that and the hairs are completely straight. Let's say about 4 times the length. 4 to, let's go a little higher. Let's say 4 to 5 times the length of that battery. And while you saw how much beard oil I used, roughly 10 to 12 drops, and my beard has a bit of a gloss to it now. Alright, so there you go. That is how to apply beard oil. Hopefully that helps you out there, ladies, and the guys out there, the few of them that do grow beards. Yeah, hopefully that does help you out. Well, that is gonna be it for this one. I will see you next time, whenever that may be. Until then, you have a good one. Bye.